Wow, morning YouTube. Sorry for my absence. I took the kids away for a couple of weeks during the school holidays, and September, October, November I normally go back to work to get a few quid together for the family for Christmas, so that's what I'm about. I'm back in kind of pre-hospital care, and I'm a shift worker, so 12-hour days, 12-hour nights. So that's why I've been on the missing list. But I've got a few jobs on my hands today. I'm going to have to make a sort of running repair on the rooftop tent, so I'm just going to share that. So for all of the Land Rover fanatics out there, like I say, the engine's been completely out. I laid my hands on a half-decent second-hand engine and then stripped the whole thing down, replaced, like I say, pistons, piston rings, had it rebored, new lift pump, cylinder head, all of the other bits and pieces that you saw me put on it last time, they were all kind of switched over. So basically I took the best parts of two engines and completely rebuilt the engine that you see and put it back in the truck. But got about 200 miles on it. Going to drop the oil out at 500, and yeah, really pleased with how it went. It was long-winded. Luckily for me, my kid brother is a mechanic, so I took it to his place and left it there for a couple of weeks, and we cracked on with it over 2 or 3 weekends. So really pleased with how that has turned out. But that's not what we're going to be doing today, so let me show you the rooftop tent. Okay, so this is what we're here to do today, but that's the rooftop tent. This piece of plywood has started to deform. I think for a couple of reasons, probably that it gets wet, it takes the brunt of the kind of wind when you're moving along. I think I made the piece of timber just a little bit too big, too snug a fit, and as it gets wet and the timber swells, so of course the only place that it could deform is at the two ends, and just starting to get a little bit worried about it now. So I'm taking the rooftop tent off today. I'm going to be taking this piece out and rebuilding it. But so not only is it bolted onto the roof rack in 3 different places, but I always put a strap. Now I've obtained a new kind of military surplus green strap. This basically, worst possible, holds the box onto the original Land Rover roof rack. So if everything else failed, that's my attempt to make sure that it doesn't fly off. So one of the ideas with building this rooftop tent the way I did was either you can build it out of the best materials you can lay your hands on and hopefully it doesn't fail, or you build things out of materials that are readily available, and then if they do break or fail, wherever you are in the world, you could lay your hands on sort of materials to repair it. In this instance, all we're talking about is a piece of wood. So ultimately we would like marine ply, a couple of pieces of it, but pretty much anything would do as a running repair to get this fixed, put back together, and carry on your way. Okay, so that's the old end off, and just got one screw that won't come out there, so I'm going to do a little something with that. Like I say, probably going to go for a piece of aluminium next time instead of plastic. But that's our stencil, basically, to make the new piece. So I'm off to the timber yard now, see if I can lay my hands on some marine
Okay, so I
ply.
went to the timber yard. I need a piece of plywood, 57 inches long, but a sheet of plywood big enough to take a piece of this out of was £67, which is just way too much money. So what I did was I bought a piece of 12mm exterior ply, and I'm going to laminate it, so it's 48 inches long and 24 inches wide. I'm going to cut it into 4 6-inch strips and then laminate them together. But this sheet of material plus the aluminium strip plus the exterior glue to put it all together come to £37, so pretty much half the price. A little bit more palaver, but saves a little bit of money. Okay, so that's the new piece that we've laminated together. I think, like I say, that's probably a makeshift repair you could probably do anywhere in the world. All you're talking about really is just coming across a bit of wood that you could use to make it. But bit of adhesive, a few screws, and we've got a new front panel for our rooftop tent. Ladies and gentlemen, my wife's here to tell me off, so please don't mind all that. This is the first lick of paint. This is the only kind of light coloured paint I've got to hand really, and this is going to be the inside. You know, we keep the light up, but the rest of it I painted in a sort of buff sand colour. But what I tend to do when I go to my local hardware store is they have a shelf of kind of discontinued paint, or maybe paint that they've mixed up for somebody that's turned out to be slightly the wrong colour. And instead of sort of £5 or £10 a pot, they sell it for £1. So I tend to buy a couple of tins of this old paint purely for jobs like this. You know, if you just got something that you need to get a lick of paint on, and it really sort of, you know, it's not particularly imperative what colour it is. It's a handy little trick. So there we go, another little bargain. This tin of paint cost me £1. This is the inside, getting its first coat. I think I'll have 2 coats on the inside, maybe 3 coats on the outside, and then we'll be putting the piece back into the rooftop tent. Wow, morning everybody. Day 2. Delay was waiting for the paint to dry, but the paint I've used is sort of interior exterior gloss paint really, and so I'm just kind of put that on there as an undercoat to help protect the wood, and then the outside's going to, well, I've got it stripped down. I think I'm going to rub the outside down and give it another lick of paint. But today, getting this panel in, getting it all kind of glued in and airtight again is what we're up to. So I'm just going to drill little pilot holes for the new screws in the top. You know, last thing we want to do at this point is split this timber, because then we'll probably have to start over again. So while I've got it apart, I've decided to take the roof lining out and just reupholster it, make a slightly better job of it before I put it all back together. So that's been the sort of running repair of the rooftop tent. Just replaced that piece of timber on the front there. Reupholstered the inside. I've been meaning to do that for quite a long time, and Now it just needs a couple of coats of paint. So that's pretty much been my weekend. Wow, so that was my weekend, doing a little bit of maintenance on the rooftop tent. I'm really looking forward to getting out and using it over the kind of autumn and winter. It's my time of year really. I always feel like I've got the woods to myself. But I'm probably going to give it a little bit more of a rub down and touch the paintwork up, but nothing too technical, so I won't share that with you. I guess this is where I ask you to thumbs up, share, like, subscribe, and if you're watching on Facebook, please follow. As always, any comments, love to hear them.